Arsenal banished another curse at the weekend with their 1-0 win over Fulham at Craven Cottage, thanks to another corner goal, this one from Leandro Trossard, and thanks to also Man United's unexpected win over Liverpool. Arsenal have a 3-point lead at the top of the Premier League table. It's interesting because I think the consensus at the start of the season was that this one this title might be harder for Arsenal to win because of the investment that Liverpool made. Of course, City spent a lot on replacing De Bruyne. Chelsea were tipped as dark horses too. So, and I don't think a lot of us expected Liverpool to, lose 4 games in a row in all competitions. So, is there maybe some surprise from your end that Arsenal already have this lead in the Premier League table?
Yeah, I think so. Certainly looking at the fixtures that Arsenal had, when the fixture list came out in the summer, you looked at it and thought, oh my God, this is going to be a tough start for Arsenal. You just want to kind of still be in touch, really, at this stage of the season. Obviously, the way it's panned out is very different to what a lot of people were expecting. Like you said, no one expected Liverpool to lose 4 games on the spin in all comps. I mean, it just shows how quickly things can change in football. Like you go back to the weekend when Arsenal um, were playing at Newcastle and Liverpool were playing at Palace the day before. There was a real good chance that Liverpool could finish that weekend 8 points clear of Arsenal. And now all of a sudden you wind the clock forward just a couple of fixtures really, and Arsenal suddenly have got a 3-point lead at the top of the table. So it can all change. But yeah, I am surprised, pleasantly surprised. I think it's a fantastic position for Arsenal to be in. I think they deserve a huge amount of credit having sort of got through the fixture list that they have, and with the injuries that they've had to deal with as well during that time. I think they deserve a huge amount of credit for being where they are. And it was just another really big win at the weekend.
Yeah, and I remember I asked you last week, can we say that it's Arsenal's title to lose? And you have vehemently denied that. Like, it's certainly not. It's still far too early to say that. But looking at, what's happened so far with, of course, United's win over Liverpool, City have lost a couple of games as well. Is there, like, can you say that Liverpool or City are one of them still Arsenal's biggest threat in this title race? If you had to pick either Liverpool or City, I think there is the consensus that Liverpool will eventually start hitting a rich vein of form once all their new signings gel. Of course, City and Erling Haaland, I think he's now scored in 6 games in a row in all comps. He's just unbelievable. You can't say any more words about him. So, do you look at one of those teams as Arsenal's biggest threat?
It's tough to say right now. The way Haaland's playing and the way he's scoring goals, you just kind of look at it and think, unless he gets injured, they're just going to keep winning, Man City, because he has proven to be I don't think City are great by any means, but they've just got the best striker in the world, in my view. Although Harry Kane's, giving him a good run for his money at the moment, but the best striker in the world playing at the top level, the highest I've seen him play. He's just winning games sort of on his own. And so the longer he keeps doing that, the more you think they're gonna stay in a title race. I think Liverpool will improve. I think they are just betting in some new players. I don't think they're going to be as City just looks so totally reliant on Erling Haaland. I think he scored about 65%, between 65 and 70% of their goals this season in the league, and that doesn't feel too sustainable. You would think, because if there's an injury or anything like that, it's like, well, what are they going to do? And I know Mamouche is coming back now. I still feel the all-rounded team, Liverpool, are the better of the two, and I think they're going to be probably Arsenal's closest challengers. But I wouldn't want to rule either of them out. There's a long way to go. As I said, it can change so quickly in the space of 2 weeks. Things can change so quickly. So I've heard the Arsenal's title to lose thing more than once in the last week. I was watching Sky Sports the other day on the Sunday supplement, and a very high-profile journalist said it. Then again, and it's like there's 8 games gone. It's literally can change like that. Like next weekend, Arsenal could not be top of the table, and so it's far too early to be talking like that. But they'll just keep doing what they're doing. But it's Liverpool, City. It's going to be one of those two who are closest challengers.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few in Liverpool quarters already saying that, they cannot win the title ahead of Arsenal. But like you said, there's still 30 games left of the season, still so
What?
much
So, well, I
time.
mean, of course they're going to say that. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, why can't they win the title? This is a team who are the best team in the country by distance last season, who have spent 400 odd million in the summer transfer window. That's broken the British transfer record twice in that same window. Of course they can win it. It's ridiculous. It's like they're not suddenly this team in transition, which they seem to be painted as. They're just a team in bad form at the moment. And of course they can win it. Liverpool fans are desperately trying to pretend that they're out of this title race already, or some Liverpool fans are. It just makes me laugh.
I remember it as well. I think it was maybe like February or March last season where Arsenal cut the gap from 12 points to 9 points. People were saying that, or some Liverpool fans were saying that the title race is back on, but it's like they ended up winning it at a canter. So that's just, completely unrealistic and premature as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Arsenal. So, like I say, they banished another curse in the win over Fulham after finally getting another win at St James's Park and ending their two-game run of home losses to West Ham. I think under Arteta, they've been labelled the mentality monsters for quite a while. I think it was those comebacks in 2023 that they got that label. But does it seem that there's like an extra psychological edge to Arsenal this season?
It kind of looks like there's this sort of drive about them this season
Mm.
of righting previous wrongs, obviously, and we've seen that in the last three games. I think that's meant a lot to him. You could see it in the celebrations at Fulham at the weekend, which weren't quite to the stage where you're going to have Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher frothing at the mouth in annoyance over them. But they were celebrations there where you could just see that the group knew that was a big win, and it was another sort of monkey off their back like they've done recently with Newcastle and with West Ham. It just feels like, to me, when I look at this Arsenal team at the moment and their absolute drive to win these games, even when they're not at their best, just feels like there's a little bit more of an edge about them. I don't know if it's whether after going so close for the last 3 years, there's the absolute determination not to let that happen again and to not drop silly points that they shouldn't have dropped last season. And they want to make sure that's not replicated. I just look at them and they always look professional, Arsenal. Of course they do, but there's this extra layer of professionalism and determination, I think, about them at the moment. And you're seeing that in how many clean sheets they're keeping and how many complete shutouts they're doing of teams, not even conceding a shot on target in each of the last 2 Premier League games. There just seems to be this absolute determination and drive of getting themselves over the line. I mean, they've got a long way to go to continue that. We are still early on, of course, but it does feel like they've got a little bit of an extra edge to them from what I'm seeing so far this season.